Hey everybody, so excited to get to spend a few moments with you. My name is Stacy and this is my friend Barry.
Hi there, Stacy. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Barry. So, I love this because right now we are talking about the power of thought combined with a holiday. So, do you have anything to say about the power of thought, Barry?
Well, I think our thoughts have a lot to do with the way that our life goes. So, what we're talking about today is old thoughts or thoughts that might not serve us anymore, and how to bring new thoughts into our experience and to change what's going on in our lives.
That's true. And that fits perfectly with a holiday that's coming up on February 1st, which is Chinese New Year. And some people might say New Year's is January 1st. Well, that's the calendar New Year. And Chinese New Year follows the lunar calendar. And it tends to come a little later in the year, which is why it might also be called the Spring Festival. But it is all about exactly this, taking time to clean out all of the bad and the old in order to make way for the really great and new stuff that's going to come during the next year. So you might celebrate Chinese New Year if you live in China or you're Chinese, or if you have an interest in Chinese culture and feel really attracted to that. So lots of people celebrate this holiday all over the world. And like all holidays, it has something that inspired it. Can you give me an example of some other holidays and how they got kind of inspired?
Well, holidays usually have some kind of an origin story that goes with them. You know, like Valentine's Day. Saint Valentine was considered to be the saint of love, and so love is surrounding with that. We have a history behind the Halloween thing as a pagan festival, so there are stories and there are legends and there are experiences that move into cultures and create holidays around them as people celebrate them, and Chinese New Year is one of those.
That is true. So the story that inspired Chinese New Year goes like this. According to the legend, Chinese New Year started with a mythical beast, right? A beast, kind of a monster, actually, called the Neon. And that beast lived either under the sea or sometimes up in the mountains. And during the annual spring festival, the Neon would come and it would attack the village. It would attack the villagers and it would rip the houses apart. And one year, the villagers decided they were actually going to go hide. They were going to get out of the village so that they didn't have to be there and hopefully save themselves from the neon. And after they made that decision, on the night before the festival was supposed to start, an old man appeared. And that old man said, "I will stay and I will defend the village." So all the other villagers left, and that man put special red scrolls and different kinds of red things on doors and windows. And when the monster came, he let off all kinds of fireworks and firecrackers. And guess what? When the villagers returned the next day, the village was still there. It was totally fine, and the monster did not come back. So every year, they decided they would celebrate in this way to make sure that the village was safe. And that is how this holiday kind of got started. And there's a lot of ways that we still celebrate Chinese New Year based on that. What are some ways that you might celebrate Chinese New Year today?
Well, a lot of the ways are tied to that story right there of what the old man in the story did. He put up red decorations, especially on windows and doors, so people still do that. They buy new clothes and shoes that are red. Some people buy red underwear for good luck. They set off firecrackers and fireworks. That's always associated with Chinese New Year's. And then there are special meals that are associated with the holiday too, like dumplings. And then there are parades and the dragon dance and the lion dance and the lantern festival and gifts. And all these are tied back to that original story. Even though people might not remember that story today, all those traditions still go on.
That's true. One tradition that goes with this is actually it has to do with a red envelope. And I have one with me today. If you could picture a red envelope that's a little bit bigger than a playing card that you might use to play a game. And this one, because it is the year of the tiger this year, it has a gold tiger on top of it.
Very cool.
And then in this red envelope, you would have some coins, some Chinese coins. So I actually have some Chinese coins here as well. And in particular, these envelopes are given to children. And that goes back to that story that we just told about particularly keeping the children safe and making sure that they have really good luck in the next year. And that is where a lot of the things that we do during Chinese New Year comes from. It has to do with really creating good and luck and prosperity and great things during the next year. So one thing that you would do during this holiday is you would not clean. I think that would be popular with a lot of people. Do not clean. And that is because you don't want to throw out your good luck by accident when you're cleaning up after a party.
I like that one.
Yep. So don't throw anything out. Don't clean up. You want to avoid sharp objects because you don't want to cut your good luck and all that goodness that's coming to you. You want to make sure you kind of stay in a good mood. No crying, no fighting, because that when you're not doing those things, it smooths your way into that next year in a good way. You talked about eating special things like dumplings, and eating those dumplings is really a way that you're going to increase your wealth and your prosperity in the next year. And those red envelopes, like I said, that is a really key element of Chinese New Year. So there's all these cool ways that are talking about the goodness that's going to happen in the next year. What do you think about that?
Well, I think no matter how you celebrate New Year's, it's about moving forward into something new and about sweeping out the old energy that no longer serves you and about inviting new things into your life. So I think that's what we learn about with the Chinese New Year's that have been celebrated for so long is about it's time to really focus on good thoughts and where we want to go. And so I think we can do that anytime, but at New Year's, at a holiday like this, is some time when we can bring our focus to it and make clear decisions about where we want to go and what we want to think about.
Okay, so we hope you take some time during Chinese New Year to really focus on the good thoughts and those great things that you want to attract into your life. And we're going to finish up with an affirmation. Our affirmation today is, I take time to create good thoughts and energy.
I take time to create good thoughts and energy.
I take time to create good thoughts and energy.
I create time to create good thoughts and energy.
Perfect. All right, friends, until next time.
See you soon.